Hey guys, and welcome back to another Learn How video. Today I want to do just a quick little video talking about making decisions in your cross stitching and planning ahead. So when we left off last time, we finished this first row on this ladybug cross stitch. So as we move on to the next row up, if you remember, we had 4 red stitches, 2 black stitches, and then 2 red stitches. If you look ahead to the next row, you have 3 red stitches, 4 black stitches, and 1 red stitch. When I'm cross stitching, I don't mind skipping 2 stitches, but I don't like jumping over 4 stitches. Some people may be completely fine leaving that space there, but I don't like it. So when I'm planning ahead, when I'm moving to that next row, I'm going to go ahead and make the decision to go 4 over, skip 2, do the next 2, and then instead of going back, I'm going to go ahead and go up 1, do that stitch, and go up 1 more and do those 2 stitches, and then go back and go back through and end there and start on the next row. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to show that to you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and do our 4 stitches over. And this is something that you want to think about with any cross stitch that you're doing, because you're going to have these rows where you might not be able to skip over, 5 stitches, 10 stitches or something, but you have another row just below it that you can go ahead and go over and do those stitches and then come back. So we've done 4 right there. We're going to skip over 2. So on the back, instead of going straight up, we're going to skip over 1 and 2. So instead of going in here like we've been doing, we're going to go over 1 and then 2. Pull it through. You see it's diagonal there. And we're going to come out on this side. And now you can see where we came out. There's a space here for 1 stitch, 2 stitch. So we're just going to continue on. Do these last 2 in this row. Okay, and then end up here. So we finish that row, and we have that 1 stitch above this. So when we flip our work over, instead of going back like we normally would right here, we're going to go down this way, and we're going to come out above that stitch. And so now we come back down, and this is a good example of making a decision on the fly. I just realized that if I come down here and I want to go up to this next row, that I'm going to have to skip up. I'm coming down here. I'm going to have to skip up either to here because there are 2, or I'm going to have to skip all the way up to here. I don't want to do that. So I can either go back and I can come out here and then go up and across, or I can do this, go back and tag these upper 2 up here when I come through on this top row. So let's look back at the pattern. And I hope this is making sense for you guys. And we can see this stitch that we're in the process of now right here, and then the 2 above it. If I wait, I can come across here, go to the end, and then go down and get those 2. I think that's what I'm going to do. So at first I was planning on getting that one and these 2 in this pass, but I think we're going to wait on those 2. So that being the decision I have now made, I will stay where I am, and I will finish up that half. I'll go back in, and then I will finish this stitch and go back down and finish up that bottom row. So as you can see, nothing in, well, I'm not going to say nothing. A lot of things in cross stitching are not 100% you have to do it this way. The 100% stuff that you want to remember is that you start bottom left to top right, or top right to bottom left. That's your first half of your stitch. And then your other half goes from bottom right to top left, or top left to bottom right. That's what you want to remember when doing a basic cross stitch. As far as the order you do them in, that can be completely up to you. If you want to do one stitch at a time, that's completely up to you. I do not recommend it, but you can do that if you want to. So we come back to the end of this row. We have one stitch left. If you remember last time, we didn't go down and go back across because we want to start in that spot right there. So what we're going to do again is we're going to go ahead and go across on the back so that we come out on top left. And then we're going to go down to bottom right. That way we can start our next row on bottom left, just like that. So I hope that made sense to you guys about reading your patterns and planning ahead so that you don't have to skip 4 on that next row. You go ahead and knock that stitch out, or you knock out a few more stitches on this side of it, and then you can just go through these rows, come through on the top, and finish it a whole lot easier. So be sure to spend more time looking at your pattern than you think you need to. You don't have to look at it for hours and hours and hours. And in this case, this is a very simple pattern. So you don't have to spend a lot of time looking at it, but pay attention to your pattern. Make sure you count it correctly. Count it 2 or 3 times, then go to your work and count it 2 or 3 times before doing your stitching. You can go back and correct stitches, but it's much easier to do it right the first time and to plan it out. So I hope that made sense for you guys. I'll come back next time, probably with more cross stitching because we want to finish this up. I'll finish up a little bit more of it and come back with something a little bit different on here. Some more tips and tricks. So guys, if you did enjoy this, if you learned something from it, then go ahead, hit that thumbs up button for me. I'll put my face down here so you can click on it and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in Learn How. And I'm going to pop up a couple more videos up in here to keep you entertained a little bit longer. So yeah, guys, keep it real. Till next time.